Smart homes are easy to make functional. They're much harder to make beautiful. One of the things I love about smart home installation is figuring out how technology fits into real homes. And I don't mean, does it work? Of course, it has to work. But aesthetically, does it complement the architecture? Does it fit the style? Does it feel intentional or more like an afterthought? Because in higher end homes, especially, every detail matters. The hinges and door handles, the trim, and then we slap a big plastic switch on the wall. A lot of smart switches look like they belong in a server closet, not in a thoughtfully designed home. But that changes today. These are the smart dimmer switches from Corston Architectural Detail, and they might just be the first Matter-enabled smart switch that I would describe as truly design forward. Let's take a closer look. Hey, I'm Robert, and Oconee Smart Homes exists to make real homes more convenient, accessible, and safe with smart home technology. We serve real customers right here in Oconee County, Georgia, but this channel is for anyone who wants to make a simpler, smarter home. Okay, check this out. These are some of Corston's high-end switches. They make architectural hardware, switches, cover plates, light fixtures, and they focus on a few carefully curated finishes. I've actually been waiting a while to test these. See, Corston ran into some early firmware issues, and instead of pushing forward, they decided to temporarily pull it off the market until they could fix it. I respect that. That means they have a greater commitment to long-term stability than just a few quick sales. Here's one of their dimmer switches. This is a retractive toggle, which means it springs back into place. They also offer a rocker style. Both can function as dimmers. And look at the finish. Antique brass. This is solid metal. It's heavy. It feels substantial. The click, the resistance, the movement, it's all incredibly satisfying. And these switches and plates have a living finish, meaning over time, the brass will naturally patina and develop character. So this isn't just a smart switch, it's hardware. Now, what makes these switches smart? Corston pairs these with a Matter over Thread dimmer relay. Most relays you've seen use Wi-Fi or Zigbee. This one uses Matter over Thread, which means fast, reliable, and ecosystem agnostic. It's fully Matter certified and built specifically to work with their switches. Here's how it works. The retractive toggle handles on and off. Hold it down and it dims. Because it's Matter compatible, you can integrate it into any Matter ecosystem, including Apple Home. If you're an Apple Home user, these are easily the most design-forward smart switches you can install. Next, let's get them wired up and see how they perform. Now, I'll be honest, the wiring was more involved than I initially expected. This dining light exists on a three-way setup with line in one box and load and neutral in another. So the first challenge was getting consistent power to the relay, then wiring everything correctly so that the dimming feedback works correctly between both switches. Because this uses a shared signal wire, only one relay is needed to control both locations. It's not impossible, but it's not a simple swap like a standard smart switch, and that's important to know going into it. Once installed, the Matter integration is straightforward. You can turn the lights on and off, dim to specific levels, and even monitor the energy usage. They also expose transition time, so you can control how quickly the lights fade on and off. I prefer mine snappy. You can also set default startup brightness and power recovery behavior. In our home, these are tied into our usual lighting scenes, so they look like heirloom hardware, but behave like a modern smart home. Because these are powered by a relay, you could replicate this workflow with another relay-based solution, but you wouldn't get this finish. So what are the pros? First, design. These allow you to make your lighting smart without compromising on finish. They're Matter certified, they work beautifully in Apple Home, they support three-way configurations, and in certain setups do not require a neutral wire. They finally give design-focused homeowners a reason to say yes to smart switches. And now for the cons. These are relay-based, so the wiring is a little bit more involved. Corston recommends professional installation, and I understand why. They're also not cheap. If you're comparing them to plastic smart switches, the price will shock you. If you compare them to architectural brass hardware, it makes more sense. This is Corston's first smart home product. In my testing, the firmware has been stable and the lights responsive. That said, As with any first generation product, I'd love to see further refinement and enhancement of features over time. To Corston's credit, their support team has been helpful and responsive. These switches are for homeowners who want a smart home but refuse to compromise on high-end finishes. For years, making your lighting smart meant sacrificing design, and these might be the first switches where you don't have to. So what do you think? Do you love the high-end look of these switches, or would you never spend this much money on smart home gear? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to see more smart home tech that actually fits your home, subscribe and stick around. God bless you. I'll see you next time.